What's over there? Go right there.
Thank you for your patience. This wasn't a decision that was made with a few minutes of deliberation, as you know. It was the toughest decision I've ever had to make in my 29 years of coaching. It was a life decision for myself, for my family, and for my school. Since I was a child growing up in Batesville, Arkansas, I dreamed of becoming a successful head football coach. Coaching has been my entire life. When considering my future here at the University of Louisville, I thought back to the first hours I talked to Tom George. I remembered how he trusted me and how he was committed in helping lead the Cardinals back to a conference title, a BCS bid, and hopefully one day a national title. He gave me my first chance to be a head football coach after being an assistant for 27 years. I was always on everyone's short list, but Tom let me know from the very beginning I was the only one on his list. His unwavering loyalty in me and my vision has always been there. I also thought back to the city of Louisville and how it embraced me, my family, this football team, from the very first day I came to town. They received us with open arms. They have continued to believe since day one. From the beginning, I asked the Cardinals team to believe in me and trust in me. I also had to have faith in the process and told them we would be a family. I told them we would grow together through wins and losses and to have loyalty and trust in one another. I asked the same of my coaching staff and of their families. This wasn't something that was done overnight. I think about last season when we lost, we beat Murray State, we lose to FIU, we beat Kentucky, and we lose to Marshall. The athletic director come to me with a new contract to show his support for me in this program. His commitment to me by giving me an extension asked me to continue to build for the future. The Big East Championship trophy we brought home last week is as much Tom's as it is the rest of this team. I can remember coming in last week to our fans. We had a group of fans here. Coach Moore had the trophy in his hands. He passed it around and let the fans who waited for us at 4 o'clock in the morning to take pictures with the trophy in their hand. I didn't want this to be an emotional decision or one based on my ego or my family's egos or the players' egos. Leading to me isn't about telling people what to do. It's all about serving others. It's about watching players come to college as grown boys into developing the men. When I thought about leaving, I kept going back. We haven't finished the job yet. We're still growing together. We have a lot of work to do. I knew this would be a big opportunity. One of the people was a no-brainer. But when I thought about all those people I'd come across in Louisville in the past 3 years on the field, in the grocery store, on campus, in this community, at my daughter's schools, at my daughter's volleyball games, they're all a part of our family. I celebrated in 2010 when our soccer team went to the national championship game. I can remember Sandy Pearsall going and winning a school record 55-plus games. Last year with the basketball team going to the Final Four, was able to celebrate. Watching our swim team, I remember me and my daughter Hopi go to the swim match and watch us win the Big East title. And so much is happening in this program, and so much has been built in this program under the leadership of Tom George. As I talked with my family, it became crystal clear to me that I needed to stay here at the University of Louisville. Louisville has a special place in our heart. After reflecting the last couple of days, I know the best decision to stay here or continue to work and build a program and to fulfill our dreams on the football field as well as in the classroom. I close with this paraphrase by Stephen Covey. You can buy a person a lot, but you can't buy his heart. His heart is where his enthusiasm is, where his loyalty is. My enthusiasm and heart are with the University of Louisville. Thank you. Any questions, please?
Charlie, when did you make the decision, and how close did you come to leaving the University of Louisville?
Well, you know, you think back, and it's University of Tennessee, they're in the Southeastern Conference. And on Tuesday evening, maybe Tuesday night, I sat down with our athletic director, Tom Judge, and I told him that I'm pretty sure I'm going to stay here at the University of Louisville. And then yesterday, I took yesterday, and I just sat there all day. I got up to go run, just like I did this morning. I ran past a lot of trucks out there this morning. They didn't see me walk out the door. So I got up to go run, and then when I came back, I kind of just sat there and just thought about what we can build here, what we have going on here. You know, when you get in a decision like this and so many opportunities out there, it goes back to relationship. And then I think about Tom, and he made reference to the fact that, you know, here I was, you know, we was 2-4 at the time. I was 9-10 at the time, and the guy hands me an extension. So it's about relationship, and it's about people believing and trusting in you. And I'm sitting there saying, I mean, wake up. I mean, how do you walk away from someone who really trusts and believes in you?
Do you feel like this is not something that'll come up every year? This is a decision that you've made for your future, that you want to be at the University of Louisville?
I hope it's not something to come up every year. And, you know, this thing is really growing bigger than what I ever imagined it would be. I think the National League took it and then everyone else took it, but I just hate that what I took our players through, because now we're trying to get ready to go play a bowl game, and I did not want much attention on myself. I did not want that at all. That's not about me. It's about this university, and it's about taking this program where it needs to go.
Charlie, how about the timeline? When did Tennessee first contact you? Walk us through how this process happened.
We get finished with our game at Rutgers. I get a phone call from Tennessee on Friday. I just talked to them, and then on Monday I met with an official from Tennessee, and then we talked about it.
Did they make an offer, and when did they make it? Was there more than one offer, and when did it all happen?
They made the offer on today's Thursday. On Tuesday they made it.
And did UofL then counter? Did it go back and forth? How did it play out?
It never went back and forth. You know, Tom and I sat down and talked, so you know, it wasn't one of those deals where they offer you this or counter. I'm not about counter. And when they made their offer, I said, hey, let me think about it, and I talked with my family about it. But it's never where I took the contract and said, hey, Tom, this is what it, no, I'm not about that. Because when you get in this business, it's not about me. It's about trying to get as much money out of a decision. The decision came down to, okay, you have a chance to go to the Southeastern Conference. And I know some of you know, I tell you this, maybe some of you sit there saying, how do you not go to a Southeastern Conference? But it is. It's about, and I keep going back to it. It's about relationships.
How big did the move to the ACC factor into it, just in terms of the stability of the program going forward and you being able to stay?
Well, I just know this. Under the direction of our athletic director and our president, the stability of this program is always going to be solid. And they're going to do everything to try to make this one of the best programs in the country. And not so much that I looked at the ACC, I just looked at this city and what this city had to offer, and what the city has done for our families, and just being involved in this city also, and our players. I told our players, I said to them, I said, when we talk to you, we always talk about trust, and we talk about being committed. And I said this to them, I said, a lot of you guys grew up without a father figure, and then there's been a lot of people that walk out of your life. Now, all of a sudden, you're looking at me saying, Coach, you can do the same thing. And I just could not do that to this football team.
Who did you talk to when you were weighing this? Was it simply your family? Is there anybody else that you kind of...
No, because what I did is I turned that phone off, because you get so many phone calls, and most of the time those guys are asking you to hire them. They're not concerned about your decision. They're worried about if you're going to go take that job and you take me with you. But we just sat down as a family, and my wife and daughters, and it was just a family decision. And it takes so much into account. You talk about your coaching staff, you talk about your administrative staff, you talk about everyone within this building, and how you affect their lives also. Not only your life, and a lot of times you let your ego get in the way, because you kind of sit there and you say, you know what, I can go to that conference, and I probably can go beat this team, I can go beat this team, I can go beat this, but you kind of let your ego get in the way. Then you start thinking about, it's not about them, it's about people, and it's about how you affect their lives.
Charlie, I remember you talked about how wanting this to be a stepping stone program. Is this a step in the direction of making this a destination program? And if so, why do you think that is?
Well, anytime because from the outside, you kind of think people look at, the Southeastern Conference, and there's 14 jobs out there. It's one of the major conferences in the country. So you take now, so the guy can walk away from that conference and stay where he is. I think it's big. But like I said, it's university. It's what this university is growing and what it's trying to get done also.
Your years as an assistant coach,
when you come up as an assistant, was it a dream to coach one day in the SEC, and really has that dream changed over the last few years?
Well, I've been to the SEC, so I've had a chance to go win the 2 national championships there. So it's all about, you look at those jobs, and there's some really good jobs out there, but I have a great job here, and I have a great person that I work for. And I think that's what it comes down when you start looking at jobs, like who are you working for, and what does he want to see happen for you. When you talk to an athletic director, it's more about not only your job, but it's about your family, caring about your family, and asking you about your daughters. Then you know that they are more concerned about you as a person than more as a football coach.
So you talked a lot about what were your daughters throughout this process? How were they?
Oh, they're so involved in their volleyball. They don't want to leave that volleyball team. So they were really good about it. And I said that to them. I said, look, this team, this school wants to hire you. What do you ladies want to do? And, from the very beginning, Dad, I don't want to go. I want to stay here.
Last week, earlier this week, when things seemed like they might have been up in the air, you challenged the fans a little bit as far as, to be more committed. Now that everything's settled, what message would you have for the fans?
On Monday, Monday I came in here, and I know I kind of just said some things and kind of shook some things up, but our fans are great, and I know I said on Monday, hey, come out, we didn't have this done and this done, but, from the very beginning, you just look at just going through this process and how much the fans, the support that I got just from my fans, and they want a good football coach, and they want a good football team, but I have an outstanding assistant, my assistant coaches. It's not about me, it's the job that they do, but our fans are super.
What changes were made in your contract? Were there years at, and you already was already stretched pretty long? How much more money, more different things?
You know what, Ken, I haven't even discussed it. I know some people say he got a contract extension. Tom and I haven't really sat down and even talked about that contract. So I really don't even know yet. But more important for me, I just want to make sure my assistant coaches are taken care of. Coaches are not. I'm fine. I just want to make sure that they're well compensated for the job that they do.
So Charlie, you said you shook some things up on Monday. How much was this decision weighing on you, even during that time?
Well, on Monday, I really did. This decision wasn't even in the picture at that time, because I didn't talk to them until after the press conference. So Monday it wasn't. But what I said on Monday had no effect on this decision.
So have you signed a new contract yet, or?
I have not signed a new contract.
Have you agreed to terms on a new contract?
We have not sat down to talk, but we will sit down to talk.
Do you have a message for Big Blue Nation today?
Well, they probably thought I was leaving. What do you think they were happy? What do you think? You think they were kind of happy if I would leave? We're not.
Mixed feelings, probably.
We'll be here. So we will be here.
Coach, some of the fans were not happy with what you had said Monday. How do you address that? What do you say to them?
Well, sometimes people don't like the truth, but we have great fans here. And what I said on Monday, I will look at it like this. I did say at our last home game, we're 9-0. I'd like to see the stadium packed, which we would. We're 9-0. And then I would like to say when we have Card March, I'd like to see our fans pack it in for Card March. I was walking with one of our seniors on that day, and he looked at me and he says, Coach, I would like to think that they would come out because it's our last home game to give us support. And that'll happen. Once you make reference to it, I think it will happen. And I know it will happen.
When you look back at your time as an assistant, could you have ever imagined turning down the Tennessee job?
Well, no, but I never could imagine I would have a great job like I have right now also. And that's what it is. When you have a great job like this, no, I would not imagine it, but I have a great job.
What was Tom's reaction when you sat down with him on last night or Tuesday night and said you're staying at Louisville?
Oh, we both were happy because we had put so much into it, and what he had said is just, I'm gonna give you every avenue possible to go build this program, and then and that has happened. He's provided that for not only myself, for our assistant coaches, but for every sport on this campus. Just look what he's done. And because he wants this to be a new program, and it's going to happen. This program is going to continue to build and build. And, you know, I said to our players, I said, in 3 years, we asked you the first year to get us to a bowl game. We get to a bowl game. Second year, you're sitting there at 2-4, just hoping you would just somehow get a winning season. We get back to a bowl game. And then third year, you're able to get to a BCS Sugar Bowl. I mean, you think about it, 3 years that happened with this program, just because of the guys that are within this program and how well our coaches have recruited to this program.
When did the players find out? And when did the players find out, and how did they react?
I had a team meeting yesterday with our players, and I tell you exactly what I said to them. I said, this has been a very tough decision. I said, all of you guys are going to grow up to be successful young men, and at some point in your life, you're going to have a job where you're going to have to make a decision whether you want to stay where you are or try to go better yourself. But I said, just trust me. We've been through a lot of wins and losses together. We've trusted one another. We've built a lot. So trust me that I'm going to make the right decision for you and this program. That's going to happen. That's all I said.
I'm sorry. Coach, it's been a pretty intense week for you, and I'm wondering what lessons, if any, you're taking away from this experience of the last week.
Well, you know, what's been tough about it is you're sitting there and you have a Tennessee and you have a Louisville, but you have a program that you want to be loyal to that's been loyal to you. So it does. And the lesson I take away from this is still decisions always go back to people. And it all goes back to relationships. And when you know this, when you have someone in your corner, and you have someone who is standing there fighting for you, wanting you to be a part of their program, then it's enough said.
You were emotional at your introductory news conference, and you waited so long for that opportunity, and then I think you said to Jim Lowe, not cut like that when he asked you about the Arkansas job. I think it was kind of, then you kind of got a little emotional there. What draws up that emotion? Is it a sense of loyalty? Is it?
Well, it's about being loyal, and it's about when you make a statement of who you really are, your character and your integrity. And when you make those statements, you have to be true to those statements.
Are you relieved that this is over and now you focus on the Sugar Bowl?
Yes, I am. I don't have to worry about when I can go run down the morning.
So did you put your career on the line by choosing at Louisville over an SEC and position? And if so, what do you expect the community, the fans, to do in time?
I don't think I put my career on the line at all by choosing Louisville over Tennessee. But that's the big picture out there. A lot of people think that, but you know what? But like I said, I know this. When this program, we can continue to grow. We can continue to get better. We can do a better job of recruiting. Now we have a chance to go into ACC, so those opportunities are going to be there for us. But I don't think it was, not at all, I put my career on the line.
What about the community response and the fans? I mean, by you doing what you've done, you've made a statement.
Yes.
Do you expect them to make a statement, perhaps in kind?
Well, but my statement to them now is that you do not, every year, I think that what's happened here, people expect you to walk out when someone else is calling, and now all of a sudden you said, I'm not leaving. Now, I want you to come and support this program, because I guarantee you probably 80% of the community thought that we were walking out of it. I guarantee you that, because maybe what's happened in the past. But I wanted the community to understand that we have an outstanding program here. Now let's back this program. And then once we start backing the program, there's no telling where this program can. Because we just right now just scratched the surface. This program can really take off and go be something special.
When you think of the future of Louisville football, what comes to mind? When you think of the future of Louisville football, what comes to mind for you?
Well, you just got to continue to build and get 3 years to the Sugar Bowl. You just want to try to continue to get to the BCS Bowl and recruit well and get some outstanding players in there. And it's all about the players and the type of people you recruit. That's good. All right. Thank